Hey everybody. All right, we have customers up front. Bridget is helping with those dear people. And so you may hear some noise from time to time, but, and beeping and bell chiming and cash registers ringing and whatnot, but we're just gonna try to focus on what we're doing here. All right, so I'm gonna try something I've never ever done before. I got totally inspired with the cold process soap and doing the hot lye method, and my brain started working, which is what happens. It starts, the gears start moving and it rolls around in your head and you can't sleep at night for pondering these thoughts of what if. So, this is just totally off the wall. We're gonna see if it works. Okay, so what is the big issue with making HB soap? We have to put our oils in here, we have to melt our oils, then we have to wait for our oils to cool down. We have to mix our lye like the day before or hours and hours ahead of time so that it'll be cool enough, or stick it in the refrigerator where we have possible, possibly our children or stupid husbands will get into it. You know how those men are, they never read nothing, they just pour and, anyway. So we have all these issues, and I thought to myself, what if we could make that process faster and less harmful about having to put things in the refrigerator? So I don't know if it'll work. And I was gonna measure these oils up this morning, but my helpful, wonderful daughter measured them up for me ahead of time. So I was gonna pre-melt the stearic acid on the stove and put it in here, but the stearic acid is in here. Stearic acid is very hard to melt, so will this work? I don't know, just strictly because of the stearic acid problem. But you can, and I can, the next time I do it, I can not put the stearic acid flakes in with all the oils, and I can do this separately. So what I did was, I put all my oils, or my lovely daughter put all my oils and the stearic acid in here for Kim's favorite recipe. And I took this, and this is a double batch, okay? I took this and put it in the microwave for 5 minutes on defrost. And I know a lot of people don't like microwaves when it comes to beauty care products, but I've researched it, and they said the heat from the defrost level is not enough to harm your oils. So we will see. And because the stearic acid is in here, we've got to be extra quick. So now if you'll notice, I want you to sort of watch. We still have hard oils in here, but we have liquid oils in here too. And we definitely have stearic acid flakes that have not been melted. So will they melt? Will they blend with the lye? That is going to be another story. So I'm scraping everything I can out of my pot that I nuked for 5 minutes about 3 minutes ago, and I made sure that I kept these. I made sure that I whenever the 5 minutes was up, that my pot did not feel hot. It felt tepid. It did not even feel warm, okay? And I put my, and I'm gonna give you something to sort of help you with this. I'm gonna try to figure out where to put this. All right, so let's get a thermometer out and let's swirl it around in these oils. So we still have hard oils in here for our soap, for our lye water to melt. All right, so we are looking at, okay, these are popping up at 49 degrees. So we can say 49, 50, somewhere in that way, in that zone. I have a rag, there we go, because sometimes thermometers can be lightly off. All right, so we have 49 to 50 degree oils in here that have been nuked for 5 minutes in the microwave, and we definitely have stearic acid flakes that are not melted, okay? Another thing you can do is you can put all your hard oils in the crock pot, dump your lye in, pre-melt your stearic acid, but it doesn't have to be cool or anything, because stearic acid goes back to room temperature very quickly. So just pre-melt your stearic acid. You could put the lye directly on your hard oils, then pour in your soft oils or liquid oils, and then put your liquid stearic acid in that you've melted. That was what I planned to do. But I can't afford to waste these oils. All my crock pots for HP are full in the back, and I can't afford to waste these oils. So we're gonna do it as we go, because I always give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. The stuff that works and the stuff that don't. So I think we'll be okay. So now, let's get on our gloves and our goggles, because we're gonna be dealing with lye, all right? And for this recipe, ooh, my goggles are dirty. My goggles are dirty. Bridget, I need my goggles wiped off with a dry cloth, and all I have is a moist one. Would you mind terribly wiping those off? It may not be the pair I was wearing last week, because maybe one that we just hadn't used in a while. So I can go ahead and measure up the water while she's working on cleaning my goggles. And so I'm going to put my pan on there, and I'm going to hit tare. And for the recipe, for Kim's favorite recipe, you want to go to www.kimberlymcnut.com. KIMBERLYMCNUTT.com. And then you want to go to the free recipe link. The link is in the left. It's not too far from the top. All right. Oh yeah, now I can see. So I'm not going to give you the measurements on the water and the lye, because I want to make sure that you go and get Pacific recipe ingredients for this entire recipe from Kimberlymcnut.com. And remember, this is a double batch, okay? This is a double batch. So if you were heating a single batch, you might do it for 2.5 minutes, and then it might be that only 2 minutes is adequate. All right, so now we're gonna measure our lye, tearing as well, and I forgot to shake it.
Naughty, naughty.
Have you ever got lye crystals left in your container, and when you come back you had puddles of water? That's what can happen here. This lye absorbs moisture real easy, so you keep your lid tightly on at all times. And when you use it, you take it off and then you put it right back on. And also, lye reacts to air. There's this reaction, it causes something similar to baking soda. And that's what causes ash. It's what causes a weakening of the lye. So we always shake, because the top part of the lye has reacted with air from in the bottle. All right. Oh, I got that out, and then I didn't put it on my, I always get a small measuring spoon that I can easily, oh look at there, I got too much out. Oh, no I didn't, that's points. This scale is so wonderfully detailed. I still got too much. This scale, it does, oh, right there. Yes. Okay, this scale does points. And now I'm going to immediately, and just so you can see what I'm talking about, if I can make it do it, I'm going to leave some lye in that measuring spoon and let you see what I'm talking about. So immediately, quickly put the container lid back on the lye. And of course, I use the Central Depot's lye. I use the food grade granulars for bar soap. They have a pellet that is for liquid soap making. All right, so this is the container we're going to use next time. And I'm going to get my scale out of the way and turn it off. There's nothing like a scale with a power cord because it don't go off on you. All right, let's make sure our stick blender is operational. Nope. There we go. And let's make sure our crock pot is in the off position, and it is. All right, so we're ready to roar. All right, so we're going to use our whisk. And I'm going to do this in 3 to 4 segments. Be sure to keep a firm handle on your hand on your container. These tall drink pitchers are wonderful for mixing lye because the lye can't get, when you're whisking, it can't splash up. I mean, it can, but you got to really work hard. You got to work hard for it to get out of there. And we want to really whisk it up good. And now the fumes are starting, so we want to push it away from our face. And my whisk is and you can see the heat rising out of this. Let me show you. I'll take that 1 second. See those nasty fumes coming out of there? I hope you can see them. So we're gonna do something just freaking crazy. We're gonna mix it straight in, but we've got 50 degrees, partially liquid, partially solid oil. One of the reasons I'm asking for patrons to donate $1 a month is because I need to buy new equipment. I would love to have cameras that was sitting above me right now so that I could show you what was going on in the crock pot. At the same time, I could have this camera shining this way and I could bounce the footage back and forth. And I'd love to have some hard-mounted cameras above that counter over there as well. I'm very fortunate to have one patron as of last night, and I thank you so much, Chad Williams. And I appreciate anyone who might be willing to be a patron for $1 a month. And we will be sending out different prizes and having different activities occurring with the patrons from month to month. And so there'll be fun things, and plus you'll also be able to speak to me on the patron platform. Okay. Now let's see. I'm going to take my lye stuff and I'm going to get it off the counter. Normally I would have done that first, but I just didn't want to take the time. Alright, so I've got that out of the way. So now let's take a thermometer and let's see where we are at. By the way, it looks like it's coming to gel. and we've topped 100. We've topped 110. We've hit 112. We're almost to 100, and I guess we're about at 113, 114, and it has stopped. Now we got to keep our gloves on when we do this. But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to check and see if we have any stearic acid flakes in here. I'll be dog, I don't see a one. I pre-softened and I'm scooping up and I don't see anything. Okay, so now I'm going to have to take a break just for a second and move the camera and bring it over here because I just want you to see. All right. Looks like it's going to trace where, you know, with hot process soap, you don't have to bring it to trace. You just have to blend it well. And as you can see, I don't see any stearic acid flakes coming up from the bottom that's not melted. Everything looks normal, except for it's gelling quicker than normal. So now I'm going to clean my sides up really good. And I'm going to put the lid on it. And I'm going to wait until it cools down a little bit before I turn the crock pot on, and I'll keep you posted. Okay, I wanted to show you what it's doing. It's been in here about 10 minutes. It's hard and gone to total gel. Let's see what temperature we have. Of course, I can't swirl it around in here now, but let's see where our temperature's lying. It is getting hotter instead of getting cooler. I was expecting it to cool down some. And so we're at 140 and it's going over past the 140 point. Now, one of the reasons that we don't soap hot is because when you turn the crock pot on and you add the heat of the crock pot to the heat of the lye and the soap reaction, you end up boiling the soap, so it boils out of the crock pot. So right here we are getting close to 180. So it's like cooking in a crock pot with no heat. I would think that that would probably be very similar. It's passing 180 slightly. So I'm going to continue to leave it with no heat and watch it. And when I start seeing the temperature coming down instead of continuing to go up, then I'm going to turn it on. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes. And we're coming out of gel into hot processed soap. It's very thick, very, very thick. And let's see what we need to do temperature wise now. I think it's time to turn on the crock pot and see if we can make soap. So we got up to like a little bit over 180 if my memory serves me correctly. Okay, so now I think we're cooler. No, we're still at 180, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a whirl. I'm going to say right there, it's still 180. I think it was a little bit over 180 barely, but we're going to try putting on the crock pot on low and see what happens, because the way it's getting so firm and crispy almost from air contact, even though it had the lid on it, it just looks like it needs to be heated now from whatever my brain's pulling up that tells me it does. So we're gonna turn it on and watch it. Remember, this could volcano. Okay, so it's been under an hour since I poured a little bit of lye into this container, and the lye will not come out now. It has absorbed moisture from the air, and it's very glistening and shiny, and it has plastered together. So every time you laxedly leave your lid off in between uses, you are allowing moisture to be drawn into your bottle. And this weakens and can cause problems with, you don't put water with your lye till you're ready to use it. And so this can cause problems. So it's very important that we continue to, the moment we're finished pouring, put the lid tightly back on the bottle. You can see that's not coming out. It's absorbing moisture and becoming a mass. Okay, it's been another 20 minutes or so, and we're starting to get bubbly soap again. So this is good. Now it's starting to look like normal hot processed soap. Although I still say it's a touch thicker. It's as if it lost some of its moisture due to this process. We are not glistening yet, but we are sticking really good on the sides. I think doing this method, it lost more moisture to evaporation than normal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add my super fats. All right, so in goes the super fats. Super fats are safe to be added after the soap has come out of gel, but I like to wait all the way to the end and then cook them just with the last 30 minutes of the whole process. So in they go. So that is going to add moisture without adding water. We're going to add its super fats back to it. That should cause the soap on the sides to re-moisten and to become part of the soap again. But we're gonna, we could have tried adding just a little bit of water to the soap, but I'm gonna try this in our first experience with this process and see how it goes. I'm gonna come back in about 5 minutes and stir this again once the shea butter and everything begins to melt. Okay, everybody. We have not gotten a volcano. I think if we'd have turned the crock pot on as soon as we put it in here, we would have. Now, by adding that water, the super fats, once we got into a mashed potato stage, but we were really dry. You could see where things were seriously sticking to the sides of the crock pot. It was as if we had lost a lot of water just from evaporation, maybe. This is an experiment, so don't fully know. And so I'm going to go ahead and clean my spoon. I'm going to sink down and do the sides, pulling the rest of that into the crock where it was stuck to the sides. And we're a little shiny, but we're still sort of mashed potato-y. But this is like so taking out time. I mean, this is like awesome. Once you added this to your repertoire of just pouring hot freaking lye on your oils and letting them melt, and then letting them sit there till they go through gel and start coming out on the other side. And once they come out of gel on the other side, and we're definitely below 180, putting the lid on it and turning it on low and start cooking it. Could be that you might want to increase the water to the recipe after you played with it a little while. Oh, I think I lost, look, I got a crispy off my spatula. Got to get that out of there while I can. And not put your super fats in early, but definitely putting in the super fats early seemed to have made happy soap. Now we're just going to let it cook. It seems to be cooking much faster too than the normal process, but I bet it won't cool slower. So anyway, we're going to do something fun. We're going to use rose powder that I received in a sample pack, and we're going to try to make a rose smelling soap with essential freaking oils. Awesome. Okay, so I just stirred it. It is starting to look really shiny, but we're starting to get this stickage again. I think maybe adding an ounce more of water to the lye to start to see how that does. So I'm cleaning my sides. I'm being careful not to scrape the sticking part into the soap, because that'll leave white crispies. I've turned the crock pot off, and now we're going to let it cool to 160 degrees. Hey everybody, okay, we're going to prepare a couple things together for this hot process soap, which is cooling now. We have an ounce, which I didn't tell you about this before, but this is an ounce of our super fat olive oil. So an ounce of the olive oil that you normally use that would have been in the super fats, but I just took 1 ounce out of it and kept it in a separate container. And in that, and I've got to buy me some madder root, we are going to put a tablespoon of madder root, and the prescribed for the benefits of rose powder from the lady that I purchased this from is 2 tablespoons per pound. So but I'm a hot process soaper, and so this is a double batch. I would normally put a half a cup usually of bentonite clay or whatnot, so I'm going to use a half a cup. You could use a half a cup for a single batch and use a cup for a whole batch, in my opinion. You might need more oil. I'm hoping I have enough as it is, and I may have to actually add a little, and it looks like I will. Okay, I'm definitely not getting enough blending oil there. An ounce was not enough, so let me get some more olive oil. So I'll have to prepare for that for next time. That was about an ounce. We're preparing another video components. Bridget's helping me with that, and so the table's a little bit disarrayed, the counter behind. We're doing a whole bunch of videos today. Oh yeah, 2 ounces. That was more than enough. Now, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you get all the little lumpies out, okay? And you could even do 2 tablespoons of madder root, but I have another recipe. I have 2 tablespoons left, and I have another recipe over there that's getting a tablespoon of madder root, so that's all it can have. So we'll see how that does. The rose powder does not lend a rosy color. It does lend a lot of benefits, because the rose, as you know, is one of the most healing of elements. So I think I about got that done. There might be still just a few lumps in there, or it might just be air pockets. I guess we'll see. This is an experiment. So I'm going to set that over there. And now we're going to work on our recipe. Okay? So I need the rosemary first. We're using Essential Depot essential oils. 2, 4, 6, 8 tablespoons of rosemary for a double batch. This is the geranium. Oops, that one's not open, but I thought I might run out. I wasn't sure how much was in here. There's a little bit at the bottom, so I brought the next one. So geranium, we're adding 2 tablespoons to start. Let's give it a sniff. Oh, that's very nice. Yes, okay. And now this gives the smell of the rose without that earthy back note, that woodsy back note of rose. Gotta get the plunger out. This is Essential Depot cedarwood. I'm so excited to have this back in stock. So now we're putting 2 tablespoons of cedarwood essential oil in here. And that gives that earthy rose back note smell. And then from there, we just decide what we're gonna do when it comes to the geranium, if you wanna add more or not. Hey, Bridget.
Yeah.
Come here.
Mm-hmm.
Does that smell like roses? Not yet, right?
Not quite yet.
Okay, hang on.
It has a little bit
Yeah, I know.
of like this
I know.
cinnamony.
Okay. It don't have any cinnamon in it.
I know, but it has
the
that scent.
It's the greenness of the rosemary that you were smelling. Okay, so I put 1 more. Come here, Bridget.
Oh, I gotta smell again?
You guys smell again.
Okay. Because your sniffer's broke.
Yeah, you know how it is when you get over here. And you like a second opinion.
That's much better.
All right, does it need more geranium to get more of a rose smell, or is it perfect just the way it is? Geranium will take over so easy. You have to be careful how much you put in.
You might add a half of 1 more.
Okay, so 1 more tablespoon.
Yeah.
All right, so that's gonna be 4 tablespoons of the,
Geranium.
4 tablespoons geranium, 2 tablespoons cedarwood, and 8 tablespoons rosemary.
Yeah.
I'll even let you smell it first. Perfection? Perfection. Total perfection.
Total perfection. I love it.
All right.
Sticking my nose in my mom's roast fish.
I know. Okay, let me give you these. And remember, Essential Depot's rosemary, geranium, and cedarwood. And these are all organic essential oils. Therapeutic organic. And so now I'm gonna keep this geranium just in case I need to touch more. Okay, I want to tell you, I know I'm not pronouncing it correctly. It's B-I-N-A, so I call her Bina Patel, P-A-T-E-L. So this lady here, I believe she's from India, but she lives in the United States, and she is where our sandalwood powder and rosewood powder came from. So I did 2 videos today with that, so I'm gonna add this segment to both of them. Her business page is SAI space skin care. So SAI skincare. She sells many herb powders for homemade soap. She may sell other things that I'm unaware of as well. You can see right here that she has a call me now button, so you can call her and talk to her on Facebook with your Facebook Messenger app. Here is her soap page. I believe she lists these products for sale here and possibly on the business page. She was very fortunate. She got a page on Facebook, so if you go on to Facebook, you would search for her name for her business page, but then you can just search the word soap. And it's a closed group, so you've got to ask permission to join. Where on this one, you need to like it, which I haven't done. I didn't, sorry, Benna. Okay, and I've always just kept up with her on this page. And so here is where, like right here, she has a listing of things for sale. This will make you never want to use a bar of soap again. I have no idea what that's all about. Here is some of her different things that she has for sale. And she gives examples. There's a stick blender. I don't know. Calculate usage rate, modern soap making. So she posts helpful links. She posts things for sale. There's some more things that she has for sale. So I highly recommend that you join this group, soap, and that you go to SAI Skincare and hit the like button, and then you can get in touch with her if you would like to purchase some of these wonderful powders. I believe they're coming straight from her suppliers in India. And so now let's get a temperature on this soap. Didn't have any problems with boil over. It is still thicker than I'm used to. So I think add an ounce of what you call it, add an extra ounce or two to the water would be nice. Then we may end up liking this thickness, I don't know. But I think it's causing crispies.
Looks ready, crispy.
Would you check the temperature of the goat's milk soap right there?
Mm-hmm. I think
it's a little crazy today. We've got a lot of videos, a lot of projects going, and we're just...
I think Crispies are the bane of your existence.
Crispies are the bane of my existence. That's right. That is freaking right. It looks like this soap is going to cool down faster too. I can't believe that. It is this should not be cool. This should not be cool. It should be at least 180, and it is freaking 155. I can't believe it. Okay, so all right, so I was totally wrong. It's gonna cool down faster too. Hey, bring me another thermometer. I'm like, is my thermometer working?
No.
Thank you, baby. Let's just get two thermometers' opinions on this. Oh yeah, this thermometer's broke. What did I say it ought to be? At least 180?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's nearly 190. Thank goodness I didn't put my essential oils in there.
Oh, that would have been such a waste.
I know.
Show me that thermometer. Which one's the brokey one? Give it here.
It was this one.
You sure?
Yeah. Go check it over there, compare it to one you're doing. But it was freaking lying. Okay, but we will go ahead, and I'm being very careful not to scrape too hard off the stuff on the sides. We're going to go ahead and put in our rose oil. It's the olive oil, the rose petal powder, and the madder root, hoping we'll get a little pink out of the whole deal. Okay, all right, so now I can bring you back here and let you see what we're doing. We're putting our rose powder and our madder root in. And I see a crispy. We'll get that out. I see another one right there. Got those out. Being careful not to scrape the sides too much, but still blending well. And you can tell maybe from if you're used to watching my soap making videos that this is thicker than I'm used to. There's another little crispy. Okay, we're well blended. And I gave away my spatula. Hang on. So, I'm going to try to clean the sides here without getting too much of the uncolored crispies that's floating around the edges in there. I see another little crispy, and I'm gonna do down my spoon and try to clean my spatula up a little bit. This is all colored soap, so it's okay for it to go down in there. It'll melt right back up. Okay, so now we just gotta let this get cool. Okay guys, our rose soap is done. We've got a few crispies. I see one right there. I'm going to go ahead and yank out while I got the chance. Whoop, there was another one. It's definitely thicker than I'm used to. And it's got a little bit cooled off. I'm taking that there and moving it down in there into the warm, so I've got a few chunks. All right, we're putting our essential oils in. I don't have a spatula. I can't get a spatula right now, so we're just gonna make do with bouncing it. I don't even know if there's a clean one. Is there a clean one?
There's a little one.
There's a little one. Okay, let me have that one.
Undesirable visual.
All right, have you got everything done over there on those soaps?
Those are all stirred. I'm
Checking the temperature? Okay. All right, so we got that done. I've still, I splattered some soap up there. I've still got some crispies. I can see them in there. So I'm definitely gonna add 2 more ounces of water to this soap. Maybe 1 ounce, but I think 2 ounces the next time I try this experiment. Oh gosh, this soap smells awesome. Because it's just drying up on me quicker. I'm getting out a few crispies, I see. And those fell off the sides of the crock because of the fact that the soap dried too quickly. It was drying out and during the cooking process. I don't know if we're going to get any pinkness at all to the soap. I hope it doesn't look light brown, which I think is going to, which is really sucks. But you know, you never know till you try one of these things. And it's a good combination. Rose powder with a rose scent, and so great for the skin.
These are done and ready now, Mom.
They are? Okay, I'll do those.
From 170 to below 160. Poof, they're done.
So they're, how far below 160 are they?
2 degrees.
2 degrees? Okay, that should be fine. We won't have to turn them back on for that. I don't know. That might have a crispy in it. Oh. I'm gonna have a whole soap bar full of Krispies in here. All right, let's smell her. Oh. Bridget, come smell this.
Okay.
My nose just gets dead after a while.
Well, it is definitely brown.
Yeah.
I think it needs more geranium. I smell
That's what
that
I thought
rosemary
too.
again.
Can you get me the tablespoon that I measure with?
That rosemary, it's persistent stuff.
I don't know if it's that or because I think that much rosemary is just needed.
Still permis.
We're just needing 2 more tablespoons of geranium. Will you update the recipe for me?
Huh.
All right. And remember, if you're doing a single batch, you would only use half the amount that I'm calling out for. And you can find the recipes on KimberlyMacNut.com. You can find the Krispies in here.
Poor Krispies.
Poor Krispies.
One lady said she likes the Krispies.
Well, I like the Krispies too, but on this one, I just for some reason didn't want any Krispies in there. I don't know why. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little very hot water. And I'm gonna just give it back what it needs, which is a little bit of water. I would say I gave it about 2 tablespoons right there. You gotta well incorporate it. Give it a touch more. Maybe another tablespoon there. It's what experiments is all about, seeing what works.
There's one down there.
Oh, thank you.
It's easy.
It was hiding.
Poor little Crispy, removed from its home.
There's a Crispy falling off the side right now. I think it smells perfect, chili, awesome at the moment. What do you think?
So listen.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Doesn't have that burn your nose hair effect though, but it is a rose soap.
Yeah, I decided I'm not, you know, rose is something people like, but you know, it might not
it has
be
a gentle smell.
That's right. I was going for a medium scent is what
Yeah.
I was going for on this.
Yeah.
So you can put more.
Yeah. Because roses, you just have to smell real deep to get that good smell.
Darn crispy.
Poor Crispy.
Poor crispy.
Removed from its home at too early an age.
will send you home.
I'm ready. Can I go now?
Look at her. She's like, leave. I'm leaving now. We're going to be here till midnight. We've got soap over there cooking everywhere.
Deanna and them finally come to visit me. Pussies.
Oh.
They're at the house. They're like, when do you get off? I was like, well, I was supposed to get off at 4, but
This is soap making day.
it's soap making day, so there ain't no telling when I'll get off.
That's right.
It's okay. We're gonna wait.
It's still so thick compared to what I'm used to. Let's see if we can give it a swirl and make it look okay.
I think
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna have pockets of air.
It has a definite weird texture to it.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
Yeah. Definitely needs more water at the point of starting the process. This is just gross. Go get me the bee, the stuff I use on the bee soap.
Okay. Are we de-topping it? Do we need to?
Yeah, when all else fails, that's what I do. Hurry up.
Okay.
Yes, I'll need to.
Where's the second one? Okay.
You can see that's just a disaster. And you have to turn your soap once and get hot soap up. But when I can't make it look pretty, I just give it a honeycomb top. It's like, okay, there you go. Just tell me you're gonna act bad. I'll show you what you're gonna do.
Hey Mom, where did you learn the honeycomb top?
You know, to tell you the truth, I saw it on somebody posted pictures of a soap that they had made with the honeycomb top, and I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. How'd you do that? They're like, is this called bubble wrap?
Yes, bubble wrap.
Yeah, and so you gotta flip it right before you put this in, so the hottest soap possible is up here, so it will melt into the, or take on the impression of the bubble.
Yeah. Well, now bakers are copying your moves with chocolate.
Yeah, I bet.
For a cupcake garnish.
Yeah?
Yeah. I seen it the other day. I was like, y'all copycats.
You never know. The soaper might have copycatted the chocolate people.
I don't know.
Somebody come up with it, but I don't know who the first person it was that woke up in the middle of the night and they'd had a package and they had bubble wrap in the house and they were like, oh my God, that would work.
Yep.
Okay, so when you can't fix it, bubble it. So tomorrow we will unwrap it, see what color it is, fuss about it, give it a good talking to, and decide what we're going to do different next time. I've been making soap, and I know you've just watched my video. I don't know what it was. It might have been a caving video. It might have been a soaping video. It might have been a metal detecting video, or it might have just been some silly video I made at Lowe's. Who knows? But I have some links for you. Check them out. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment. Please hit the like button. Let me know I'm doing stuff you like, or stuff you'd like to know, have me do, or stuff you don't like I'm doing. I could change, you know. I'm not too old to change. You can teach this old girl new tricks.